This is going to be my second video update for this Thursday. This is going to be a nighttime video here in Athens, Greece. And to everybody that is waking up right now in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Wherever you are in the world, actually, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have a really, really happy and really good Thanksgiving, and that you enjoy that turkey. I remember in the U.S. when I was growing up, Thanksgiving was like one of my favorite holidays because the food, the turkey and the potatoes and just the rice and the stuffing, all of it was just great. And then after you're done eating, you go outside, and in order to help you digest all your food, you play some football. That was the best. Absolutely the best holiday. Food and football, what more do you want in life? Anyway, let's talk about some news on this Thanksgiving Thursday. And I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with Turkey, actually. Kind of ties in there. Turkey and the Kurds. Syria, Iraq, Iran, and the Kurds. Syria and Iraq. The Kurds are getting it from all sides now. And the U.S., they can't do anything. They cannot do anything to support the Kurds or to help the Kurds out at this moment in time. They've actually given Turkey a kind of green light to continue their operation. I think the operation is called something like Claw and something. It's got a really weird name, this operation, the special military operation from Turkey aimed at the Kurds. I forgot the name of it. But the Kurds are basically, the Turks are basically striking out at the Kurds in Syria and Iraq, because of the terrorist attacks in Istanbul. And from what I understand, Turkey's not done in their SMO to annihilate what they call Kurdish terrorism. This is what the Turks view as Kurdish terrorism. And so you don't have much outrage coming from the collective West with regards to this special military operation that is taking place by Turkey. But Turkey is doing this, and what they are saying is the reasoning for them to do this are the Istanbul attacks. But the most interesting part about Turkey's offensive against the Kurdish presence in these areas is that they are hitting a U.S. proxy in the Kurds, and they're actually hitting out at areas which are tied into U.S. oil occupation in Syria. So the U.S. continues to illegally occupy parts of Syria, which are the oil-rich parts of Syria, and the U.S. has been using the Kurds as their main ally on the ground, as their proxy on the ground. And now you have the Turks going after this proxy. It's a NATO country going after another NATO country's proxy and another NATO country's illegally occupied territory and resources. That's what's happening here. It's incredible to see this going on. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, after the Istanbul attacks, the U.S. actually sent their condolences to Turkey. And what was Turkey's response to the U.S. condolences? They threw the condolences right back in the U.S.'s face. And they even said, we know who was behind this attack. And they were implicating that it was the U.S. because it was the U.S. that has been funding the Kurds. And the Kurds then committed this attack in Istanbul. And so the Turks squarely put the blame on the U.S. And now they're taking action. So that's what's happening with the Kurds with the Kurds from the Turkish side. Then you have the Iranian side. Now, obviously, the Iranians did not get a green light of approval from the United States. In this instance, the United States condemns the actions of the Iranians who are going after the Kurds in Iraq and Syria. I believe Syria as well. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Is the operation in Iran, is it targeted more towards Syria or towards Iraq or towards both? But anyway, and Iraq is in on this as well, because they're also aligning with this axis of Iran, Turkey, and these groups who are going after the Kurds. So Iraq is also in on this, but the Iranians, well, they're going after the Kurdish groups that they say are also being funded by the United States. And it's these Kurdish groups that are instigating the violence the violence connected with the protests that have been taking place in Iran. So the Iranians are saying, we're going to go after this Kurdish proxy, because they're the ones that are causing all of this trouble with regards to the protests that have been taking place in Iran. And I believe it was the Iranian foreign minister who came out the other day and said the U.S. regime change operation in Iran is failing and will fail, because we're going to eradicate the U.S. proxy that is spearheading this regime change. I should not have crossed there because it was a red light. I should not be crossing now because it's a red light, but I'll go quickly. So yeah, the Kurds, it's they've put themselves in a terrible situation, and the U.S. they're not going to come and bail them out. So the Kurds right now are at the mercy of Turkey. They're at the mercy of Iran, and the United States. The United States at this very moment, the United States is getting it from Turkey because of their illegal occupation in Syria, which is interesting because it was the Turks who initially were also part of the group that was looking to regime change Syria. But now, because of the U.S.'s illegal occupation of Syria and their support of the Kurdish proxy in that area, it is now the Turks that have decided they're going to go after the Kurds in that area, and in extension going after the U.S. illegal occupation of Syria. What an upside down, crazy mess this has become, and this is U.S. policy in this region crumbling, absolutely falling apart. So that's the update as to what is going on over there in this area of the world. And let's do an update now on Serbia, because we have some news with regards to Serbia. Things were getting very tense in Serbia with regards to the license plate ID registration issue in Kosovo, Metohija. And it looks like the European Union and the United States have convinced the Kosovo authorities to back off on enforcing this license plate and identification policy that they were looking to enforce the other day. And we have avoided what would have been a conflict in the Balkans. And to me, this shows a couple of things. The first thing it shows is that by avoiding this conflict, Serbia has bought itself some time, and that is exactly what Serbia needs. Serbia absolutely needs to buy some time with this issue in Kosovo, Metohija, in trying to resolve Kosovo, Metohija, and it needs to buy that time in order to let whatever is playing out in Ukraine play out. And if things continue to go as I believe they will go in Ukraine, then the situation in Serbia could be looking up, in a significant way. You could be looking at a European Union collapse, and you could be looking at one of Serbia's allies, Russia, in a very, very favorable position in the region. So time is key for Serbia. The other thing that this shows is that the European Union and the US, they would like nothing more than to have another war in the Balkans and to somehow finish off what they started vis-a-vis Serbia almost 2 decades ago. But they can't do it. They can't pull it off, and they know they can't pull it off. They don't have the capability to go after Serbia at this moment in time. That's what this shows me. No matter how much the European Union and the United States would like to get something going in Serbia, and then to get Serbia to integrate into the European Union and into the collective West, they don't have the resources, they don't have the stomach for it, they don't have the money for it, they don't have the military for it. That's what this has shown me. They've invested everything they've got into Ukraine. I mean, everything they've got. The collective West has poured it into Ukraine, and even the collective West is saying, look, we can't have any flare-ups in the Balkans at this moment in time, and so we're going to have to put a pin in it. So that's pretty much the outcome in Serbia, and I think it's very revealing. And finally, let's finish it off. Let's finish it off with a clown world, or maybe 2 clown worlds. Let's see. The first clown world has to do with the IAEA, and what's his name? The head of the IAEA, Grossi. Grossi came out with a statement, and he said that the IAEA, they just can't figure out who is bombing the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant. It's too difficult to figure out who's shelling the ZNPP. Okay, yeah, it's just too difficult because Russia would want to shell itself, right? Of course they're going to want to do that. And and Ukraine, well, Ukraine would impossibly want to shell the ZNPP and prepare for a Ukraine offensive in the Zaporozhye direction. No, that's not in the cards for Ukraine. So the IAEA, they just can't figure out who is shelling the ZNPP. And Grossi came out and he said, I just don't know who's doing it. I can't figure it out. What a clown world. And the second clown world, it's kind of a sad clown world, but the Odessa City Council, the administration in Odessa, they have decided to remove the Catherine the Great statue in Odessa. So that statue, I reported on this about a couple of weeks ago, but that statue is going to be dismantled. The very person that founded the great city of Odessa, well, they're going to take her statue down. And I wonder what they're going to replace it with. What are they going to put in replacement of Catherine the Great? A statue of what? Bandera? Zelensky? Biden? Hunter Biden, maybe? Maybe they'll put a statue of Hunter Biden there. What a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace. But you know, it's what I've been saying for a while now. The more that this goes along, the more that the West becomes Ukraine, and the more that Ukraine becomes the West. So it actually kind of makes sense that you'd be seeing statues taken down in Ukraine in much the same way that we've seen statues taken down in the collective West over the past couple of years. Anyway, that is the nighttime video. It's a bit of a rambling video, but I hope it's a good update, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States or wherever you are in the world. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. The Duran.locals.com. Here you go. Duran shop, 10% off. Use the code GOODDAY, and you can find us on Rockfin. I'm going to sit down right over here and get this video up. Grab a cup of coffee, and publish this video. Take care.